Hey everybody, it's Mike from the Mike Wagner Show, powered by Sonic Web Studios and brought to you by official sponsor of the Mike Wagner Show, international warring author Mia Mulson's The Missing, available on Amazon and paperback and ebook. We're here with a terrific lady who's a party planner entrepreneur from Philadelphia who founded not one business, but two. And how did she do it? We'll talk about that. She began her career at 3 days old. And how did she get started? We hear a great story. She also has been in the business for 12 plus years and more, and basically helping clients nationwide from brides to corporates, from 50 up to 500 and more as well. She also founded a wonderful company in '07 to handle various events from 50 to 500, and also an offshoot of that where involves a little helping hands in 13 to provide various services from bartenders, servers, dishwashers, planners, and just about everything under the sun. So if you need some help, this is the lady to talk to. We'll get to that. And she also been named 40 under 40 by Philadelphia Business Journal, Best of Philly in 15 and 18, and Best of South Jersey in 18. She'll give us some helpful tips on how to plan a great party, how to have a wonderful party, how to not have a party, or what to do, what not to do. So for those who are planning a party, just rest assured, she'll know how to make it happen. Live, ladies and gentlemen, from Plus Studios in beautiful downtown Philadelphia, the party planner entrepreneur from Philly with two companies, Events by Renee and Party Host Helpers. Ladies and gentlemen, the multi-talented and partier herself, Renee Patrone Rhinehart. Renee, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks for joining us today.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Well, it's great to have on board, Renee. So you're a party planner entrepreneur from Philadelphia who founded not just one business, but two, which is Events by Renee and later Party Host Helpers. You began your career at 3 days old. We'd love to hear how you really got started. It's probably the earliest I've talked to anyone who started their career at 3 days old. And you've been in business for 12 plus years and more, helping clients nationwide from brides to corporates. And you also cater to events from 50 up to 500 people and more. And you also have a service. We basically, outsource bartenders, dishwashers, servers. It's almost like having a restaurant just coming into the event itself without going to the restaurant. You've been named under 40 by Philadelphia Business Journals, Best of Philly in 15 and 18, and that same year, Best of South Jersey. And basically, you just have a lot of party tips. We'll find out how you execute a great party. Before getting all that, Renee, tell us how I first got started.
Sure. Well, it's funny that you say the 3-day-old thing. That was the first party I attended, so I guess I had it in my blood quickly. Back in 1981, you can do the math, see how old I am. But, I started in the public relations world. When I went to college, event planning courses and hospitality degrees weren't really that hot. It wasn't a big thing. You learned a lot by getting your hands dirty. So I was a PR marketing major, and I took a lot of internships on that included event planning. One was at the Philadelphia Children's Hospital, and one was at King of Prussia Mall, which is the largest mall on the East Coast. And that's where I really learned that I had a love of events. I loved the act of it being a production from start to finish, and I loved making people happy. So that's how I got into event planning overall. And then I worked at a magazine locally after that, doing events. And then I decided I wanted to be a crazy entrepreneur in 2007. And I bit the bullet. And then the economy crashed. So I'm not an overnight success by any means, but I stuck on to the business. I had a bunch of other jobs, and it wasn't until 2015 that I could totally be 100% running and owning my business.
That's certainly interesting as well, too. I guess you partied like in 1999, and it's well worth it, and the results showed. And what was it one precise moment that simply influenced you into what you're doing for the rest of your career, besides 3 days old? So
Yeah.
what else is there?
I remember when I was working at the magazine, and one of our big jobs was the 10th anniversary for the magazine. And we were lucky enough to throw a celebration for our readers and our advertisers at an estate. And I had never been to an event at an estate, let alone work an event. And I remember sitting down with our publisher and another colleague and just mapping it out, all the things that went into making it a success, choosing the right tent, making sure that there's outdoor bathrooms that aren't gross, making sure that there's a rain plan. And it just seems like there were so many details in there. And I was so excited, and I felt totally charged from that moment. So that's when I really fell in love with being an event planner.
Hmm.
And
And,
seeing it all come together was amazing.
mhm. And what would you say your favorite type of event or party?
Ooh. So now it's different. Back then, um, I would back then probably I would say weddings. Now I'm really the older I get and I am doing a lot more with party host helpers, but still I'm at events maybe once a month. I really enjoy fundraisers. I'm really getting a knack for them and seeing what's raising money. And I like helping nonprofits find success, not only raising funds, but also finding supporters for their organization.
Hmm. And what'd you say your favorite fundraiser is?
Ugh, I have a few clients right now, but I'm also sitting on a lot of committees right now and also some boards. So I just was on a committee for Wine, Women, and Shoes for our South Jersey here, Ronald McDonald House, which I love. I think they do great work and they're founded in Philadelphia. So it's really important to me to give back to the families that have to go to the house. I also do a lot with March of Dimes right now. Being a new mom, it was important for me to give back to other moms. Um, and I also sit on the board for Entrepreneurs Organization, which is EO Philadelphia. It's a global organization, and I'm really proud to be on that board. And I'm the social chair for next year. So I imagine I'll have a lot of fun events up my sleeves for our members.
Well, of
Go
course,
figure, they made me the social chair.
right. Yeah. And of course, speaking of social events, having fun, being on all these chairs, the corporate
Yep.
events, and you attending, you also have a couple of businesses yourself, and you also do your own entertaining events by Renee and Party Host Helpers. We'll talk about those two wonderful businesses you own. But first, you listen to the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com, powered by SonicWeb Studios. Visit online at SonicWebStudios.com for all your needs. Looking at a professional website without breaking your budget, Sonic Web Studios is the answer. Sonic Web Studios offers fast, affordable custom web designs at below the competition rate. Call today, 1-800-303-3960. That's 1-800-303-3960, or email to support@sonicwebstudios.com. Mention the Mike Wagner Show, get 20% off your first project. Sonic Web Studios, take your image to the next level. Also, time to give official shout out to our official sponsor, The Mike Wagner Show, international warring author, and Mia Molson Zia. If you love fast-paced mysteries, you'll love Missing by Mia Molson Zia, available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing is fast-paced and intriguing with an unforgettable twist. Takes place in 4 countries, 2 strangers, 1 target, where truth is illusion and those who love be the first go missing. It's available on Amazon in paperback and ebook. Missing by Mia Molson Zia has got great reviews. In Evil Evan George by Howard celebrities, including Joanna Cassie, Forbes, Riley, and Eminem. So grab your copy today for it goes Missing by Mia Molson Zia, available on Amazon. Also, check out the Mike Wagner Show at the MikeWagnerShow.com on over 40 podcast platforms, heard in 100 countries, including Facebook, SoundCloud, Spreaker, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Also, Anchor FM, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, Audible, Apple Music. Also on BitChute, Rumble, and YouTube. We encourage you subscribe as well and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and more. Make sure you take us with you on any mobile device. And for great gift ideas, go to Amazon.com. Check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. T-shirts, pop sockets, throw pillows, tote bags, hoodies, makes great gifts 24/7. Go to Amazon.com. Make sure you check out the Mike Wagner Show podcast. And for more great gift ideas like T-shirts, pop sockets, hoodies, phone cases, and more, and great books like Missing, Once, and Wrinkles, Amazon.com/me and Molson Zia. Check it out today and support the Mike Wagner Show on Anchor FM, PayPal, and the MikeWagnerShow.com. Well, I guess we have some party streamers and balloons to, knock off this event here. But speaking of parties, we're here a party planner entrepreneur from Philadelphia, Renee Patrone Rhinehart here on the Mike Wagner Show. And starting her career at 3 days old, working her way up to working with businesses, events, and just about everything else, charities, fundraisers in between. You also have not just one business, but 2, which is Events by Renee and Party Host Helpers. And first of all, tell us, how'd you get Events by Renee started?
Yeah, so I was working at the magazine, like I said, and I had a colleague that was helping me run one of our biggest events of the magazine, and we both just thought, let's do it ourselves. I was sort of hitting my head on the ceiling at the magazine. I didn't want to go into sales, and we branched out, and we really thought we would do corporate events. We were 25, 26 years old. The recession hit, but after that, we moved into some wedding planning as well as, fundraisers and things like that, just to round it out. So now we handle about 20 to 30 brides a year. We have corporate clients. I have 6 people that work for me. So it's really fun on the Events by Renee side.
And that sounds really interesting as well too, with having all the events and everything else. And what would you say were most memorable moment that you had with Events by Renee?
Oh gosh. I think it's just the places that it takes me. Doing weddings at a place called Ohika Castle that's in Long Island, and Taylor Swift filmed a music video there, and
Nice.
TV shows are shot there. And, it's out of my comfort zone. It was outside of Philadelphia. Anytime I can leave state lines to do an event, I think that's exciting for me. It challenges me and it stretches me. So I've done weddings in Marco Island, Charleston. I have one coming up in Connecticut soon. My team just did one in Chicago. I mean, we're primarily in the Philadelphia tri-state area, but I think when I can branch out a little bit and stretch myself, that's exciting.
And what are some of the services that Events by Renee offer?
Sure. So for weddings, we have day of coordination, partial planning, and then full service planning. And then for our corporate and fundraisers, we charge an hourly rate. So we can help with anything from finding venues to helping you with a caterer to day of support. It's party season right now. So we're doing a ton of milestone birthdays and graduation parties, communion parties. So it's a really fun time right now.
And of course, you have to have help as well too, and making the Events by Renee helping you. I have the party host helpers as well too, and tell us how you first got started on that as well.
Yeah.
Besides helping
So
out, of course. So
I had Events by Renee going strong, and my clients were coming back to me saying, "Oh, I know that you threw my daughter's wedding, but I need a bartender this weekend for a cocktail party at our house. Can you help?" And I just really felt there was a need in this area specifically. And I love giving people an opportunity to work and make extra cash and do what they love. So I always had a great network of people who were awesome at going into people's homes and helping set up, serve, clean up, and did it with a lot of joy. So I started it thinking that it would just be a small portion of my business for Events by Renee, and it quickly grew. We launched in LA, and then the sky was the limit. We are across the country. I have 10 people nationwide that work for us and manage different territories. We have 23,000 people in our system who are gig workers. They work for us at any time. So it was a natural next step for me. I just didn't dream of the success that it would bring.
And what are some of the positions that are available too, besides bartenders, dishwashers, servers, hostesses, just about everything else? What are some of the services and positions that you feature in party host helpers?
Yeah. So chefs, back of the house help, utility workers, coat check attendants, bathroom attendants. If you're having a huge wedding or something, you want to keep that bathroom tidy.
If somebody really gives a crap, I'm sure. So,
General helpers, which is like, a server. But, the beauty of it is that we can help anyone from a backyard barbecue for 20 people to a huge corporate event where we're sending registration help. So it's exciting. I mean, at any given time, we might have 30 or 40 people out at one event and then one person working a home party. So the variety of services and people that we offer to help is really it's a large range.
and it sounds like a large range as well too. And if someone's interested in, helping out with party host helpers, how does one apply?
Yeah, we're hiring always. So you can just go to our website, partyhosthelpers.com, and it'll just say be a helper. You'll see it on the homepage and you can click right through and fill out your digital application.
And of course, if anybody's looking for a job, you can do it right now. And of course, how to have a great party and what some of the do's and don'ts and everything else. Since this is party season, it's pretty much 365 from birthdays or graduations, even the Super Bowl and reunions and everything else. And how does one have a great party? Renee will tell you about in just 1 minute. You listen to the Mike Widener Show at the MikeWidenerShow.com, powered by Sonic Web Studios, and brought to you by our official sponsor, the Mike Widener Show, international warring author and Mia Molson's The Missing. We'll be back with Renee Patrone Rhinehart of Events by Renee and Party Host Helpers after this time. We're back at the multi-talented Renee Patrone Rhinehart on the Mike Widener Show. She's the owner of Events by Renee and Party Host Helpers. And of course, I guess your people are wondering, what does it take to host a party, have a great party, and you get the jitters and everything else. And so I guess basically just a party. It's like, how to throw one, and maybe just take us some of the steps, go through into making a party a success, even like, controlling your anxiety and of course, make it fast. And for some people, it's like, money is no problem. And some are like just on a shoestring budget.
Right. So, I think the biggest thing is your guest list and figuring out how many people you anticipate coming, because you can't do anything until you know how many people you're serving food, drinks, what you need your space to look like. So that's number one. Know your
Hmm.
guest list and then know your audience. If you're throwing a party for your mom who maybe is a little more casual, you don't need to do a sit down dinner. Keep it fun with different appetizers and buffet option and easy food. I also like to keep the bar easy, depending on the time of year. Like, you don't need a full bar if it's not a wedding or a formal affair. I like to serve beer, wine, maybe some seltzers, and then one signature drink. So this time of year, I would like to do, I recommend a sangria that's easy to pre-mix and you can just have it in a container, or you can have your party host helper there to mix up your signature cocktail. It gives it a little bit more flair versus just beer and wine. And then, food, again, it depends on the theme and how many people you're serving, but it's always nice to plan ahead. And if you're cooking all the food, know what dishes it's going to go into and where you're going to put it. Instead of scrambling that day, make sure you have enough ice, make sure you have enough plates and napkins. And these are all things that if, you're running behind or you don't have them, we've had many helpers run out to get ice last minute.
Hmm.
And then, oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, no, no. Go ahead. You're on a roll here.
I was just gonna say, another big tip that I love to share is just personalize it. Like, I am throwing my mom her 75th birthday party for her and her friends in
Oh,
June, and
happy
I'm trying to
birthday
think,
to your mom.
yeah, I'm trying to think of creative ways. When she turned 70, I called it Sassy 70. And I put her name on everything. And I asked her today, what color scheme do you want? But I think, putting in the extra personalization for the guests of honor or for whatever kind of party it is makes it feel more special. Think about even 4th of July. Maybe you're gonna do fireworks at the end of the night. So you have fireworks be your theme, put it on the invitation, find some cute food and appetizer, things that are in the shape of fireworks. There's a million things you can do,
Hmm.
but especially around the holidays like Christmas and Thanksgiving, there's so many great themes you can push through. And
Hmm.
just, it doesn't have to be crazy, but make sure your invitation conveys it and then bring the little details.
Hmm. And certainly with Super Bowl as well, too. It's a little far off, but Super Bowl, maybe just a little bit of advice as well, too, for those who are playing on next year's Super Bowl, especially if Philadelphia is going to be in it this year or the next year or the next.
Yeah. So for Super Bowl, I have so many fun tips, but I like to set up a chili bar. It's easy. I also sometimes like to serve it with hot dogs. So then you have the chili bar, you have all the fixins that go with your hot dog. You can make chili hot dogs. The kids really get into it. And it's something you can throw in your crock pot and just keep on your counter so guests can self-serve versus you having to serve them. You're watching the game as well as the host. So,
Hmm.
and then of course, depending on who's playing, we like a good green cocktail around here in Philadelphia. Or we like to drink Yingling or eat tasty cakes, get some cheesesteaks going. So depending on who's playing, you can play up, on those details of the city.
Hmm. And certainly as well too. And of course, you also got the graduations. You also got golfing events. You also got the World Series, and then you also got New Year's, Valentine's, and every event possible as well too. And perhaps you can share some tips on how to make it a really seamless experience, and also how to basically just calm the nerves of people who are just anxiety. It's like, what's going to happen next? Is it going to turn out? And they get the jitters. Like, how do you get them to calm down like that? What are some tips?
It's definitely nerve-wracking, and even I, as a hostess, get jittery before guests arrive. But I think the most important thing is just remember that you're doing this for your friends and family, and if they're good friends and family, they'll appreciate no matter what they experience. And It's really important not to wait till the last minute. I think having this plan ahead of time, knowing your menu, having everything set will give you more confidence going into the event. And then, of course, having a couple party host helpers show up an hour and a half before to help you with finishing touches. Even I hire them obviously for my events here at my home. My husband and I entertain a lot, and I can actually focus on finishing getting ready while they set up my kitchen. I say, okay, here's all the food, make it look beautiful. And they set it up in a way that I wouldn't even think to. So it's really, it makes it so much more seamless when you have the extra hands to help.
And of course, you got to think about the budgets as well, too. Maybe some budget saving tips and ideas on, how to have a great party without breaking your budget.
Yes. So I think keeping the bar simple definitely helps. I think keeping food simple, a lot of times hostess, and I'm guilty of this, we buy so much food and then it sits there and it goes to waste because people don't always love to eat the whole time. So I think bite-sized desserts are a better idea than a huge cake that might cost you more money, or, stick to your wine, beer, seltzers. Fine. Throw them in a cooler. You're done. You don't have to buy a bunch of mixers or garnishes. Decorations can be easy. The dollar store has amazing decorations depending on what you're decorating for. Find things on sale at Walmart. They have a great party section too. Use what you have. You don't need to rent a ton of outdoor furniture if you already have beautiful outdoor furniture. So those are just some of my fun tips.
And certainly as well too. And I was just going to bring pizza to the party and Philly cheese steak, but I guess that's out the window. I'm kidding.
I mean, I wouldn't hate a party like that.
And certainly as well too. And of course, where can we find Events by Renee and party host helpers at?
Sure. So eventsbyrenee.net is where you can find my planning company, and then my party staffing company. You can find it partyhosthelpers.com. We're on Instagram too. Check us out there. We have lots of great ideas.
And certainly a lot of great ideas as well too, not just in Philadelphia, but pretty much nationwide as well. We're with the amazing party planner entrepreneur from Philadelphia, Renee Patrone Rhinehart, here on the Mike Widener Show, Events by Renee, and party host helpers. And just a couple of things, Renee, would like to have you back, and especially with an event you got coming up or any planning events like the fall, the spring, the fall, the summer, holiday season, whatever else. And what else can we expect from you guys in 2023 and beyond?
Oh, that's a good question. We have been rolling out on our social media lots of great party tips and lots of great ideas. You can expect us to possibly pop up in cities that we have not popped up in yet, and just continuing to give our team lots of opportunities to work. So check us out on social. We definitely are your party expert go-tos. Lots of great blogs and inspiration for you over there.
And of course, just another thing I want to ask you is that what if you were to throw a party, what is your ultimate ideal party?
Ooh, I love a good Christmas party.
Same
So
here. I love those gifts.
I got married December 20th. I
Oh,
originally wanted to get
congratulations.
married, well, a few years ago, but I originally wanted a New Year's Eve wedding, and it was a little bit expensive for that date. But I just love that weeks around Christmas. I think everyone's so festive and you want to get dressed up, you want to celebrate. So we still throw a party in December to celebrate our friends and just the glitz and glam. Your home is already decorated so beautifully for Christmas with a big tree. And I think people like to get dressed up and have a great time with friends. It's a good time to reconnect with people. So I think that is one of my favorite parties to throw, is a good holiday party.
And that's something easy to remember as well, too. We'll keep that in mind. And who do you consider biggest influence in your career?
Ooh. Probably one of my first two bosses. So one was the owner of a PR firm that I'm still in really good touch with, and she taught me a lot about professionalism, public speaking, being a good writer, being concise in my writing, and relationships. And then my other boss was my boss at the magazine, and she really taught me the value of networking and how far it could take me, and it really has helped my career.
And certainly does as well. What's the best advice you can give to anybody at this point?
Network. Don't be afraid to get out there. Pay your dues. Go to networking events. Even if you're the youngest person in the room, shake people's hands, get to know them, and try not to push your agenda on them. Ask them how you can help them. And that really opens up a warm conversation and a great lead.
That's a very interesting point. I like that. We'll pass that information on. We'll definitely keep that in mind as well. We're here with the multi-talented party planner entrepreneur from Philadelphia, Renee Patrone Rhinehart of Events by Renee, and party host Harper's on the Mike Wagner Show. Renee, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely fantastic. Learned a lot from you. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love having you back. And once again, what's your website? How do people contact you? And where can people, inquire about your services and more?
Sure. Partyhosthelpers.com. You can sign up to be a helper there. You can also request an event quote. You can find us on Instagram at partyhosthelpers, or you can call our 1-800 number 444-30-PARTY.
And what's the number again?
844-30-PARTY.
And what's the website once again?
Partyhosthelpers.com.
We will certainly check that out. And for those who are looking for work, call that number right now or go to the website. They need your help right now. Once again, Renee, a very big thank you for your time. You've been absolutely amazing. Learned a lot from you. Looking forward to having you again soon. Keep us up to date. Keep in touch. Love having you back. Wish you all the best. And Renee, you definitely have a great future ahead of you, and party on.
Thank you, Mike.